Hello, this is Mike from Mobit explaining how NFC wallets and payments would look like. The only thing you need to start operating a closed loop payment system with Ovid and our NFC closed loop payment solutions are a mobile device. Which is powered by Android, and a NFC card like this one, or an NFC wearable that can be wear by your customers. So let's have a look at how the actual operation would look like on our mobile app. Right. So on our screen, we see the first screen you would see after you log in. And by connecting the card to the back of the device, we will see that this card needs to be activated. So because it's not something where people have signed up, we're going to use it as an anonymous wallet. And we see that it has a $0 balance. By the way, this balance can be seen in your local currency. In this case, I'm going to add credit. So let's say we want to add $100, and we can choose if we want to top up this amount either as cash or card. I'm going to select cash. So this would be the case where you actually receive the money from the customer and you create this credit on the device, right? So now we have $100 on the wallet, right? So let's tap it again, see the new balance. We see that we have $100. The transaction has been recorded, and we can see that it was topped up by using cash today. If we want to add an extra $100, right? So this time we're going to collect it using a mobile POS and allow our customers to pay their credit using a card. We're going to press confirm. This transaction has been updated. Our balance is now at $200, and we can see that we have a transaction a card top up and a transaction that has been processed earlier using cash. All right. So how does our customer, which now has a $200 balance on their card, spend this money? All right, so in the app, we have several options. We have a top-up account, which I've already used. We have a vendor account. We have a viewer account. And we also have a check-in account where we can actually pair potential registrations, so the visitor data, with the NFC or RFID tag. So let's just move on to the vendor section. Right. So the vendor POS is basically the section where we can sell products. So in our case, let's add a few products. Let's say the first product would be a taco, right? And the price is $20. We're gonna add another one, maybe a new product called apple juice. All right, let's say $10. All right, so we have two products. Let's just add one more. Let's say a hamburger, and the hamburger is going to be $20 as well. So these are our products, our basic menu. You can see we have several icons with each one. We can edit the name, we can remove it, or we can just rearrange it so it can be easier to sell the products once our customers arrive at the point of sale. Right. So if we press continue, we now see the NFC icon, and if our customer has one of these cards and it has been topped up, once we approach it to the back of the device, we see the menu. It pops up. We can actually add another product on the fly, but let's just say we want to sell a taco, an apple juice, and a hamburger. Once we press continue, we see a confirmation section. And if we tap the card again, the payment has been processed, and our customer has actually processed that payment. They have received the goods that they paid for, and in the backend we have the information. Right. So let's just say that the customer actually wants to see their transactions. And by the way, there is a mobile version of this top-up system. But if we want to just view the transaction, we have a special viewing account. And by the way, you can create specific sub-accounts for your users so they can actually just show how many transactions have been processed. So in this viewer account, if we tap the card, we see the balance, the transactions, but we cannot do much more than that. So with the purchase, we see we have one taco, one apple juice, one hamburger, and our current balance is at $150. All right, so one more scenario. What happens if our customer actually wants to remove their funds from the card? All right, so we log in with a top up account, and in the top up section, we can tap the mobile device. We identify our customer, and we see the balance, and we see we have a withdraw balance button right here. If I press it, this means I'm actually withdrawing the money. So we are handing back the credit to our customer. The only thing I need to do to confirm this transaction is tap the card again, and the full $150 have been removed. If we check the card again, we can see that the balance is now zero. We see the previous transactions, top up using cash, top up using card, our payment, taco, apple juice, hamburger, and the withdraw option where our customer has withdrawn their payments. So, in a nutshell, this is how we operate the NFC wallets with NFC RFID cards or wristband wearables. And next up, we're going to see how we can view these transactions in the backend. All right. So now that we have processed all of our payments, we can check out what's been happening in our database. So we can see that we have one virtual wallet activated, which is the one that we've activated using our card. We have $100 worth of top up cash, $100 worth of top up card. We have no top ups online. By the way, we can set up a mobile wallet for you, so customers can actually top up using their credit card and their mobile phone without having to go to a top up station. This requires some extra work, but it is doable. We have the total top ups, we have the purchases, we have the number of products sold, we have the withdrawals, how much money have been withdrawn, and the total balance you have in your account. So if you had more than just one wallet, you'd probably see a lot more transactions here. You can actually sift through the potential users by searching here. In this case, we have just one plus the Ovid system user, which is a default user. In your case, it might be more than just one top up point, more vending points, and you can actually browse and see how much money they have received as a credit, how many products were sold. You can actually see the transactions per day and see how they evolve, especially if you're a, a permanent or a semi-permanent location, like an attraction or a venue. This can be very useful as a way to track sales per day. So if you want to see all of the transactions, you can actually press this button, but we're going to come back to it. You have a visual representation of the total sales. So in our case, it's a pretty simple setup because we've sold a hamburger, a taco, and an apple juice. But long term, you have more than one set sales points and more than just one product. This might come in handy to see your best sellers, and you have information regarding your cashiers. Basically, these are top up points. The users that are receiving the pre-loaded credit, so you can check out how much money has been topped up and will be spent within your venue. So now circling back to the transaction section, if we press the see all transaction option, we're taken to the wallet transaction page under Ovid Pay. So you can see here Ovid Pay has two main sections, the wallets and the transactions, and we can actually check out what's been happening. So if there's some sort of error, we can actually cancel the transaction. For example, in this case, it would be the purchase transaction. Sometimes this kind of transactions might be wrong. So you have a way as an administrator to cancel those transactions. If someone, for example, has purchased just a taco and an apple juice, but for some reason the vendor has marked a taco, an apple juice, and a hamburger, you can actually cancel this transaction and create it again, just so our user can have the relevant balance on their account. As time goes by and have more and more transactions, you get a lot more information here. So it's a great way to be able to find the transactions per user, per type of transaction, purchase, top up, withdrawal, or the mobile wallet, whether it was a cash card or the wallet or online top up. You can search for the actual credit card RFID just to identify the specific wallet, maybe a specific amount that you're looking for, or a date and time frame that you'd be looking for transactions. And we also have the wallet section where you can actually search for specific wallets. So in our case, we have this wallet that I've been using. The balance is zero. We can see the transactions. We can actually close the session. This means that this specific card can be used again by another user, and this would reflect in your report. Or we can scan this QR code so we can actually top it up using mobile devices. So in a nutshell, this is a simple walkthrough through our NFC RFID top up and payments system. And if you need more details, don't hesitate to contact us for a more personalized walkthrough that is relevant for your business.